Hi, my name's Katie and welcome to Brilliant Bats 2. Today we are going to talk about British bats. We're going to talk about which bats we have here in the UK, hibernation and their life cycles. So in the UK we have 17 species of bats. Now that is not a lot considering we have over 1,200 species of bats in the world. So here in the UK we have the common soprano and Nethusius pip, serotine, brown long-eared bat, grey long-eared bat, noctral, liselers, barbastelle, debentons, natterers, whiskered, branst, bechsteins, alcatho and lesser horseshoe and greater horseshoe bat. There's actually an 18th bat that lives here in the UK, and this is a single male greater mouse-eared bat. This species was actually declared extinct in 1990, but this little guy has been hibernating in the southern part of England since 2002. Bats here in the UK hibernate in the winter months as the temperature gets too low for their food source to be around, which is insects. Hibernation is a deep sleep that helps them to be able to save energy and not eat much throughout the winter. So during hibernation, the animal's body temperature will significantly drop and their heart rate and their breathing will slow down so that they don't use much energy. A roost is a place where bats live. They are places that bats go to rest, to hibernate or to raise their young. Different species of bats use different roost types, such as trees, buildings or caves for example, and some species use many different roosts throughout the year. This is a maternity colony of soprano pipistrelles at Hanningfield on their bat cam for their bat box that they have there, and you can see them all tightly packed together, all cosy, a few are preening themselves. They're really cute. For bat's life cycle, we'll start in the month that we're already in April. So in April time, bats would be coming out of hibernation and will be hungry and active, feeding most nights. They may start moving between different roost sites and they will still become torpid, so sleepy and inactive again when the temperature gets a little bit too cold. In May time, bats are fully active and feeding. The females start forming maternity groups and looking for suitable nursery sites, which is a place to raise their young, such as in buildings or trees. During this time, males tend to roost on their own or in small groups. June is when the cuteness starts. This is when the baby bats start to appear. A baby bat is called a pup, and a female usually gives birth to a single pup each year, which they feed on their milk as bats are mammals. Young bats are usually very small, so less than an inch long, with thin, slightly grey fur. In July, mothers continue to nurse their babies. Some bats grow fast and are almost full size by this point, and others will stay very small. At around 3 weeks old, young bats are sometimes found on the ground as they start to learn to fly. In August time, the young are usually around 6 weeks old. The young bats no longer need their mother's milk and begin to catch insects for themselves. The summer's maternity colonies begin to disperse and bats may start to move to mating roosts. Autumn is coming and September is the time of love. Mating season begins and the males of most species will use special calls to attract females, which can include purrs, clicks and buzzing. Bats also concentrate on building up their fat stores for the coming winter months. In October, bats tend to ignore Halloween and continue mating and building up their fat reserves. Bats are also using this time to seek out suitable hibernation sites and beginning their periods of torpor. November comes and most bats are starting to hibernate. They hibernate in places that they hope not to be disturbed, such as in trees, buildings or caves, and they use up their fat stores that they have built up to keep warm. They will hibernate all the way through the winter until March the following year, where as the weather starts to improve, they will start to become more active. Now I have a super cool fact to tell you about reproduction in bats. I find this so fascinating. It's one of my favourite facts about bats. Some species of bat can delay the fertilisation process in order to give birth at the right time of year. How cool is that? So even though the mating process doesn't happen till autumn, she can delay the fertilisation of the sperm into the egg until spring. Before we end this video, I just wanted to show you a couple of special clips of two very special rescue bats. So this one here is a brown long-eared bat, where you can clearly see his amazing ears. This one is a rescued Leisler's bat. So fascinating. But just a reminder that it is illegal to handle bats and to keep bats. You have to have a specialised licence for that. And if you think that you have found an injured bat, call your local bat group or call the Bat Conservation Trust for information and guidance on what you should do. I hope I've got you hooked on bats now. They are the coolest animals in the whole world. Hope you have a great day. Stay safe, take care of each other, be kind to each other, and enjoy the nature that is outside and inside your homes.